it going to follow me up there?
Yep.
I just got to go slower.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
It's been taping for the last 12 minutes.
Yep. Don't think anything bad about him.
All right, he's gone. Go ahead. All right. Good afternoon, you guys, first of all. Happy Wednesday, not Friday, Wednesday, even though it feels like it. It didn't follow me again. All right, here we go. It's not following me. It's not working. All right, anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to worry about that anymore. First of all, I'm going to tell you a little quick story. My dad, who is gone now, but anyway, when he was alive, one of the many things that we used to hassle him about all the time was he always would walk around, he'd have a shirt pocket, he'd always have a pen in there and a note card. And that note card was whenever a thought popped in his head, he had a bad memory. And if you ask my wife, she'll say I have the same thing, but I think she's lying. So anyway, he would pop that note card out anywhere, any place, anytime, and jot stuff down. Put it back in there so he wouldn't forget it. Not organized. You look at his note card, there's just crap all over the front and back. You can't make sense of it, but he could figure it out. So that was his version of Google Keep, which I'm going to share with you today.
Your dad wasn't the only person that's ever done that.
So,
I carry a notebook around because somebody just got shake over and go, Mr. Brown, we need to have this done. And I'd always forget that I do the rap sheet. So I'd always have to write it down.
There you go. So this is a better version of that note card my dad used to keep in his shirt pocket, and sometimes we'd go through the wash, and then he'd be out of luck, right? So I have inherited that same type of thing, and I'm a list guy. I make lists all over. I have my phone, which my phone needs to be updated, but I have an app on my phone called Color Note, and I have probably 15, 20 different apps or different lists right now running as we speak. Grocery lists, Walmart list for cafe, Gordon Food Service list for cafe, things I need to do this weekend. Color Note. Don't write it down because I think this is better. I think Google Keep is better. Okay, and I'll tell you a number of reasons why. It's more interactive. You can use it across devices. You can speak into it. But really, because you think this is going to be a cool note-taking tool for kids, I don't know that this is the one. But I think it's an awesome tool for you guys in your personal life and in your business life, as well as kids to help keep them organized. It's a virtual sticky note is what it is. It's a great organizational tool. I don't know. It's coined as a note-taking tool. I don't know if it means like notes like Cornell version or Focus Notes. I don't think it's that. But it's more like sticky note type thing. But there's a lot of extra bells and whistles to it, I think. Not confusing bells and whistles, but a lot of cool extra bells and whistles that I think can make it very user-friendly and very applicable for you. Okay?
Can you have like shared user docs?
Yes, you can. So that's like Google Docs and Google Slides. You can collaborate. You can do that with this as well. So let's get down to it real quick. I'm going to, real quick, and I moved too quick for the Swivl. So to get to it, and I'd like you guys to go to it right now, I'm going to probably show you a couple of quick videos, and then we'll do some application stuff where you guys can try it out and ask questions, and we can make it more interactive. Has anybody had any connection with Google Keep? Have you used it at all? Looked at it? Nothing. Okay. So real quick, just start a new tab. Are you guys all ready for this? Just go to the little waffle or the Google Apps icon. Click it, and you'll have to scroll down to find the little yellow or gold light bulb, Google Keep. You'll have to scroll down. It's not going to be in the top section of the list, most likely. It's going to be in the bottom section for you guys. All right, so I've already used it, so mine's not blank. And you'll see some of the things that I have on here. Yeah, this is a work in progress. I've done zero Christmas shopping at this point. We're lucky to have a tree up, to be honest with you guys. You know how it is. It's way too busy. I'll add you to the list. It's way too busy to get stuff done. So like the 24th, we're still shopping. Yeah, right? He does need a laptop. We just went up to college to pick him up and get some stuff, and his laptop had a big crack all over the screen. Yeah, he dropped his laptop. So, all right, but anyway, so this one is pinned, and you can pin things, which will keep them at the top. these are all, I have 5 different ones down here. And I add labels. I have a family. I have try 2 classes. So like things to do for each of my classes, I used to do like on a sheet of paper. I do little boxes. I were 3 of them. This is as you can click it. That one's done, right? And so forth. But I labeled it, so this one's try 2 classes. So if I just want to focus on what do I got to do for my classes this try, there, right? Or you can go back into, here's family. I think I just have the one. Oh, groceries, right? The cool thing, Des, you asked about, can you collaborate? Yeah. Like my wife and I. Sometimes she'll grocery shop, sometimes I will. Most of the time it's me. And it's recorded. Oh, crap. So you add the groceries. She adds this. I add this, whatever. We have a collaborative, combined one list. I go to the grocery store. I pick up, this, and that. It automatically populates into hers that those are already picked up. She knows. So if she's at the store 5 minutes after I leave the store or a different store, she's like, oh, what do we still need? Milk and lunch meat.
Where do you share that? Like just that?
You would have to write down here.
Okay.
I don't think it's, let me get into this one. You can see it. Well, no, it's going to be on the bottom of the screen no matter what. Yeah. But right down there you have collaborate and you can add people. Okay. So a couple of things here. Let me get back to this so we kind of jump the gun here a little bit.
Just took those groceries off your list. You're making me nervous. Can you put them back on?
I haven't shared it with her yet, and those are all, trust me, they're way more groceries than that are needed. We have a 23-year-old, a 20-year-old, and an 11-year-old. So, thank you, Brownie. He's right. All right, so how to use Google Keep. I just grabbed this here. It's coined as a note-taking device. I don't know if that's really what it should be called, like a note or list device is really more accurate. There are applications for students to use it, though, in kind of a note-taking sort of way. But if your notes are lengthy and long, probably not the best. But there's a couple cool things, and I don't know if we'll get to it today, but there's a couple cool things where kids can utilize Google Keep as part of an organizational note-taking type tool, or a couple of English teachers in here. Definitely for like research gathering, for like a paper or something coming up. Just grabbing ideas, label them all. There's a couple cool videos that kind of do a better job, bless you, do a better job than I do explaining it. What's that?
Did you do that for essays, Brueggermann? Like,
yes.
this document?
As you're the one that's linked in here in the slide presentation I'll share with you guys, talked about like doing research on a type of animal, and they grab wolves. All right, so you grab the different research about wolves. You can label each piece of research as like food, habitat, other characteristics that you want to write about in your research paper. And because they're labeled, they're all organized by label. You go to one label, food, and it has the different things that you found out over the course of, let's say, a week of research on food related to wolves. And the cool thing is it works across platforms, so you can go into your Google Docs, bring up, and I'll probably show you that. You can bring up your Google Keep notepad over here on the right, and you can click and drag and pull things into a Word doc or a Google Doc. So this paragraph or this section is about food. Instead of rewriting or rekeying everything, you click and drag and pull things in, and then you shuffle and organize them around. So it's kind of like, in different in-services, we've utilized actual notepads, like sticky notes, and then they're done, thrown away, right, and probably lost. So like if you did that for a research paper one day and you had sticky notes, and then the next day or 3 days later you do some more research, you're trying to find those other sticky notes and organize them, they're not really organized real well, or maybe even gone, right? Here, it's all organized, it's all kept digitally. You can work on it on your phone, on your tablet, on computer desktop, etc. And Google Keep is across all platforms. And then when you're ready to pull it into a Word doc and do your rough draft, you just pull in snippets of research that you've done, organized by category, and then you just kind of drag into the spot you need it, and it's done. So, very easy to use. So, Brownie, you're in luck. Sorry, man, you set me up. I couldn't pass that one up. So, I don't know that note-taking service is really the right descriptor. So anyway, I'm going to skip that intro video just for time. Let's go to the next one. This is just more of a resource slide, excuse me, presentation. I didn't want to stand up here and talk because I hack when I talk. A month and a half of being sick. But 10 ways Google Keep can help streamline life at school. What I did is I looked at about 25 different Google Keep videos, and that's probably just the tip of the iceberg. And I narrowed it down to what would be useful for us. And I think these 3 are the top 3 that I found. These 2 are just different tips and tricks, kind of more advanced, semi-advanced to advanced features, if you can even call them that, because they're not. Yep, I will send this. I'll actually give it to everybody on staff. But these are good, and these are 7 to 10 minutes each. This one here is kind of nice, more specific. I think this is the one I talked about with like the wolf research. No, maybe it's actually YouTube. These are YouTube videos. The other ones were just links of text. This one here, Google Keep in the classroom with Google Docs, is the one about the wolves research, where he uses Google Keep to collect the research over time, and then pulls it into the doc to create a rough draft of the paper, which is organized by topic, like wolves and what they eat, wolves and how they live, or how they organize as a group, or how they hunt, things like that. So you can create the labels however you want. So time on all this stuff, I want to kind of don't let me out of there. Follow me. Come on. Can't keep up with me. I move too much. I'm going to get back into Google Keep itself. And so here I'm going to go back to the grocery list, and I'll take those off of there so that we don't forget to get those. All right. So a couple of things. While this one's open, there's a couple of cool features I just want to highlight, and we don't have enough time to do everything because I want to give you guys some time to start some and utilize it. But there's a remind feature, kind of like, I don't know, how many of you guys have used Google Calendar? Probably all of you, right? Because we're kind of required at times. I don't know how much you use it, but I use it for my personal life now and set reminders of things, like dentist appointments that I don't want to miss like an idiot because it takes 3-4 months to schedule a new one. Things like that, right? So the cool thing about this is there's a new feature. Not only can you set like a day and a time of day, but you can set a location-based reminder. So for example, that's what exactly it. And that's what I think I have that for this one, yeah. So that's what this is right here. I set a location. You click remind. Let me go to this one because I didn't. I actually set that reminder already. But here, if you go into Remind Me, you can pick a date and time, or it should be location. Brownie, that was priceless. Yeah, that's the bell. So you can repeat reminders like Brownie every day, after work, going to Culver's for flavor of the day. So there you go. Custom. How did I get that? I forget how I got that now. Oh, here we go. Pick place, right? So I don't know, Walmart, whatever, wherever we go shopping. So you can put that in there. What else? So this one here was pinned to the top. So kind of like in Pinterest, you can pin them, and that will keep it to the top. Otherwise, it's going to... So I'm back at notes. Bless you. I'm back at notes over here on the side. So this is weird. The camera's on me, but like the stuff it should see is right there. So I think this is going to be a horrible video that's being recorded right now. And I'm not worried about people getting to this point because they'll have tuned me out already by this point. It's actually just getting the top of my head here too. It's kind of funny. All right. So anyway, shout out stuff that you guys also want to hear about. But cool things. Collaborate. I already showed you that, right? You can color them. So if you want, as part of your organizational strategy, you want to color code things different ways, you can do that. There's also, you can add an image. So I've already done that for some of these. Weirdly enough, yeah, you can make it fancier, or there's another application I'll talk about in a little bit. But weirdly enough, the image you're adding, you can't go to Google Images and just grab an image. I don't know why, because it's Google Keep. But maybe that's a yet to be developed feature. When you go to add image, it automatically takes me to my drive. And you have to have it saved, an image saved in your drive to be able to upload it. But on the mobile app, and this might be something kind of cool because kids have their phones all the time, and let's face it, we probably do most of the time as well. If you grab an image of something, right, you can then upload it into Google Keep. Another cool feature is you can actually draw on that image, so you can annotate over the image. So it might be a cool application for any kind of diagram you have in classroom, or like a blank map for geography study guide, or like, part. These ones I grabbed on Google. I saved from Google Images into my H drive or my uploads, and then I pulled them in that way. But I think you can go. I think that the strength of the image tool is really using your mobile app and taking an image from your phone and uploading it into Google Keep.
Do you have a Gmail account to link into this? Like
Yeah.
Does, but you do.
Yeah. Well, it's a Google product, so yeah.
Okay. So that will.
So yeah, he's got to update. He's got to get with the times. Or he's going to be like my dad with the note card in his shirt pocket and the pen. That'll work too. It worked for my dad for years. So that's another feature there. The image archive. I don't know if you guys use Google Classroom.
Yes.
So like my first try classes, I've already archived. I don't want all that. I got enough stuff to deal with this try. I'm done with that. So I archive it. So it's not gone. You can go back to it. That information's still there. But you're not using it right now currently. Archive it and kind of tuck it away in a deep, dark, secret place for a while.
You can get better at this brewery by just getting out there.
To be honest, I have about 20 minutes into this.
Okay.
In 20, 30 minutes, you can become a quasi-expert on this. It's not
That's the only way.
It's not hard to use.
Seriously.
Yeah. So another feature, when you get into here, there's the three dots, which brings up another. You can delete the note here, change labels, add the drawing, make a copy, hide the. So you got check boxes right now. All of mine seem to be check boxes, but you can go in if you don't want the check boxes. You can hide check boxes, and now it becomes more like a note instead of a checklist, right? Let's go back in there and show check boxes. Here's another feature. I don't know if this is going to be useful at all for you guys, but let's say you have, here's an idea. Let's say you have done some notes on the smartboard and a kid was absent. They're going to miss all this. Take a picture of it with your cell phone, upload it, and you can have a picture in here in Google Keep and you can share that with them. That'd be one option. Or you can grab image text. So look what it did here. I have the not every student will become an entrepreneur, blah, blah, blah. Not every student will become, it made a spelling error. But for the most part, it's pretty good with even image type text as long as it's legible.
What about blank?
I think it will work. How did I do that? I just went to the three dots here, the more, and it's grab image text is the feature.
So if you have text in the image,
If you have text, you can grab it. It'll turn it into, yeah. Another cool feature on your mobile app is it's like talk to text. You have an idea in the middle of the night or something like that. You can go into it and speak into it. It'll record it, so you have a recording of it, but it'll also turn it into text at the same time. You need a mobile device to do that. One of the videos at least shows it. But on your mobile app, it has that feature. On the web-based app here that I'm accessing from my desktop, it doesn't have that feature. So, but it's a cool feature, I think, on your cell phone because, again, how many times are you out and about trying to do something and, heck, I talk to text, and kids make fun of me all the time. Like, why would I use my thumbs when it takes me 30 seconds and I can talk into it for 3? I'm a busy guy. Really? I get made fun of by students, though, when I do that. All right, so let's see what else did I miss here. Oh, the copy to Google Docs. All right, so here's a feature that I think would be helpful. If a student or you are using this and your sticky note becomes too lengthy, because the content gets larger and larger as you go. And maybe Google Keep isn't the best place for it. Well, you don't have to scrap what you have. You just copy to Google Docs. And down here on the bottom left, I don't know if you see it, it says copying to Google Docs. It'll take a little bit, but there you go. It's copied. Now you click Open Doc. And there it is. And it also brings in the images, which is kind of cool. So Google did, Brownie. It was Google.
Travis Fisher.
All right. So when you guys, you have it open. I don't know if you've been playing around with it or not at this point, but go ahead and start and ask me questions as you go. So you click up here to take a note, right?
When you click on your three dots, that little add drawing comes up. I click on my three dots, the add drawing is not black. You can't add something.
Like here? Add drawing.
So I'm wondering.
Are you on a, I don't know. So add drawing, so when you click on add drawing, it should be going to here. There might be a feature that's not enabled on your device. You'd have to talk to Jake about that. That's above my pay grade. Let me go back to that. So, actually, if you're in the take note, right, and you're taking some notes down, and you want to add a drawing, you click on the three dots. That's just the more. It brings a drop-down menu. And one of the features is add drawing. It should take you to this, like, it's kind of like a drawing tablet, and then you can just draw on it. And there's my note. So probably would work better had I gotten a touchscreen Chromebook for my updated one, which I did not. In hindsight, I'm kind of kicking myself. But if you have a laptop that's touchscreen, that's great. I think really the strength, again, on this type of feature lies in the mobile app. You bring it up on your mobile app and draw something, whatever. One of the videos that I linked for you guys that was one of the tips, and you know how they do like on Snapchat where they make different faces on it, stuff like that. So you can kind of do that with this tool. You can have your picture in there and you can annotate on the picture. There was a bald guy that was doing the video, and just stating a fact, Brownie. And so he drew hair on himself and kind of some facial hair and stuff like that too. So he's like, yeah, you can get creative with it. So that's maybe more of a fun feature than a useful feature, but other things here. New note with drawing, new note with image, so you can kind of set it up right away with that. See, I click new note with image, and it's taking me right to my downloads so that I have to kind of grab something from there.
So an image you have to have downloaded?
Maybe not on the mobile
Okay.
app, but on here, yeah, which seems to me to be weird since it's a Google product that they don't already. I'm guessing, within the next year or so, that'll be an updated feature. Right now, it's just not, obviously, it's probably in development. By the way, this is the grid view. We can turn it to list view, so there's two different views you can look at. Just turn it back to grid view. I think there's definitely some strengths. Yep. And in fact, like, I have lists sitting on my desk right now. So I'm in transition. I'm kind of sold on this app. My Color Note app, my other old school version. Yep. My Color Note app, right now I'm using with all kinds of lists, doesn't have half of the bells and whistles this does. And I think it's a pretty simple program. One of the cool things I like is the organizational feature here. Because right now there's really no organizational feature. I can color code the different lists in my Color Note app, but I can't organize them into groups. So this is kind of cool. We got about 4 minutes left, I think.
Then you put them in there, and then that's where they're.
Yep. So like try 2 classes, boom. Only the try 2 class notes, sticky notes pop up.
Starting out, it's okay to just have.
Right.
Not to have it, but as you get
But down the road, I'm thinking if I were to transfer everything from my Color Note app, which is literally 15 to 20 different lists right now, and put it into here, that'd be chaos, right? You can organize stuff, though. Let me go back to here. So you can kind of organize stuff. That one's pinned, so that's at the top. So if you have lists that you're working with every day, like Brownie's Culver's list, pin that one to the top, right? If you have other stuff that you use maybe 1 or 2 times a week, that should be just down here. But you can organize it as well. Like I had it organized by entrepreneurship is first. I can't do it here really without the mouse. But.
Is this new?
2013. It's one of the videos I saw. It said it's their best kept secret. March 20th, 2013. So it's relatively new. It's not one of the big wigs. Recently, it's been added to the G Suite, though, so it is kind of growing in popularity, I think. And I think within the next 3 to 5 years, we'll start to see it being used and kids start knowing about it and things like that. But you guys can be the pioneers of Google Keep in the district here, right? It was interesting. I was looking for something I created last night real quick. I did a Google search in my drive for it, and what popped up was another Google Keep presentation from a previous district-wide in-service that I had gone to apparently, and that popped up with collaborators in there, and they had a presentation. So it's not the first time we've seen it in the district, but it is kind of one of those tools that not necessarily a note-taking tool, but it does have applications and purpose. Like I'm thinking in my entrepreneurship class, I'll have groups of like 5 students collaborating together on a project that they'll each have to have tasks and kind of master those tasks. They could use this as one tool, create a list of things that need to be done, and add each other as collaborators, and then as they complete tasks, they can check it off the list or something like that. So that's one feature. Another one, again, I think that research tool, as you're grabbing information, it might be useful for that, just because you can pull it into a Word doc pretty easily. Yeah.
How do you rotate it?
You probably have to do that before you bring it in, I'm guessing, because it'd probably be limited once it's in there. You can't resize it. You can't do much with it. Yes. You just have to turn your head. It's easier just to turn your head. Lay down while you're looking at that one. Anything else that you guys have question-wise before we're out of here? I don't want to take up too much of your time here, but yes. One of the videos has that in there. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know if I'll be able to show you or not. But trying to remember how you can do that. Maybe it's within here. I'm pretty sure, Chris, that I saw that in one of them. I mean, it'd almost be as easy to copy and paste and put it in there anyway, but I thought I saw it in there somewhere. I just can't figure out where to do that at this point.
You know, we're always trying to figure out ways for kids to stay organized. I think this would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, I was going to bring that up, actually. I think
actually think that'd be better. You know, we always say, have them check their Google calendars.
Kids who struggle with grades, this might be a cool feature for them, a cool tool to use for them. Kids who struggle with grades, 95% of them probably have a cell phone. And if they were to organize using their cell phone, they'd think it was cool, right? Now, it's only as good as the organizational skills of the kid, obviously, and how well they can learn it.
Good at the technology.
But I think this could be something that a good chunk of those kids who struggle with organization and therefore struggle with grades, this could be helpful for them.
I actually think this would be better than when they say, hey, on the Google Calendar. This is good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it links to the Google Calendar. So like if you go on your calendar, there's probably a reminder on there. I didn't set. This is December 4th, December 14th at 6 p.m. Let's look and see if that's on there. No.
So when you set the reminder, right, is there a way to set a time on that reminder?
Yep.
I have a place on it.
Yep. This one here is December 14th at 6 p.m. You can customize the day, time, and place.
So how would they know the place? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can.
Right here, Frank's Piggly Wiggly. So it's just, I don't know if you've ever used your maps on your phone. right? Or location device. You have to have that turned on your cell phone, but once it gets in the area, it's going to send you a notification that you're in the area. So, how are you guys? All right, you guys are putting in overtime. I'm kicking you out.
Rudy, that was awesome.